Hello, gentlemen.
Well, hello there.
How is everybody?
You're looking shorn like a sheep.
Yes, like sheep, like comfortable sheep.
It's nice and dark in here, so you can't see how unshorn I am. Oh, yes, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Turn your lights off,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Put that hat on.
Yep.
Cover up, hide your impurities.
I'm in full lockdown unshavedness.
Yeah, yeah.
Quarantine mode.
Yep.
Bunch of quarantinagers over here.
Yep. Not me. I'm a quarantine pro. Just telling these guys a second ago, everybody's on social media on day 3 going, I can't stand it. I've got cabin fever. I'm like,
yeah, dude.
really, guys?
Weird.
Like,
my favorite
it's
memes
day
that
2 for some people.
My favorite memes that I've seen have been the ones that are like, gamers are fine. Everyone else is like, what the fuck do I do? But gamers are like, dude, it's chill, man. I know what to do.
Yeah.
I got
There's
things.
a bunch of producer memes going around saying that we've been training for this our whole lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
There's
Dude,
the,
I'm so ready. I got ginger ale and Sailor Jerry's to go.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
There's the puppet that's like looking, you know, that one, and it's like when your lifestyle is just been called quarantine.
Yeah, that one made me laugh.
Yep. Ryan, are you figuring out mic stuff, or are you just not talking? Oh, no sound on Discord or in on no Discord, no cast.
It was on Discord earlier.
I'm using Discord audio now because I realize there's a huge like lag when you're watching the video and it's going through cast because it's a pass through. So I just have cast muted in my tab. Also, tech.
Hello.
There you go. There you are. Also, tech. Fun fact: for some reason, the last 2 episodes that I've edited, your audio does it for everybody. If I have anybody else's audio playing, it doubles up. Like you're feeding our audio in and your audio in. So it's fine. You don't have to worry about changing it now. But for some reason, that's happening. So when I go to edit, it's just like mute me, mute Ben, mute Ryan, use text audio because it's got everyone in it. It works out. How's everyone's week been?
Funny question.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a real question, right? Like
this is the most important time to ever ask that question.
Actually, it's interesting because everybody but me is majority at home, right? I mean, Tech, you would do some teaching and go into the gym. Ben, you also did some teaching and going to the gym, but like, the majority of your work-life balance has been based at home.
Not in the last month. Last month, I would spend 5, 6, 7 hours away from home. So then I just come home and make art for a few hours where I could. Sure. So the last year last month was pretty hectic. Sure, so I'm teaching from home now, and that's pretty awesome. I spent an hour like going over their work live, streaming, basically, just my old Twitch habits. It's kind of cool. We play music. I got 18 copyright strikes yesterday on the music I was playing.
Well, you might want to stop that shit.
You just use Monster Cat, homie. Stop playing metal.
I tried that today. That didn't work either. And all the songs were singing, and I can't talk while people are singing in my ear. I can't. It's like 2 conversations going on at once. Anyway,
Tech's lubing up for this conversation.
It sure is. So teaching from home is awesome, and all the students were like, "Yo, that was really cool." Like, and then for the last half hour, we do this like live drawing thing where we draw on the same thing on the internet. So that's pretty fun. So it's been really cool. They're going through some shit, and they just got kicked out of the dorms this week. So
yikes,
they're all extremely stressed out.
Fucking stupid.
Some of them are like, "This is a waste of money." I'm like, "Hold up, it's a national tragedy." But so we're having a good time. So I was just telling the guys I'm sort of back to my old mode where I used to spend every hour of the day at home. So this just feels like it's kind of nice. I'm slipping into my old patterns.
Sure.
My new gym business is, dead in the water. So
why wouldn't it be?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Like what else? What else people gonna do?
So when I get a little extra cash, I'm gonna build up the website.
You can just start streaming your workouts, homie.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing some remote training. I'm gonna build a website around it, see what I can do.
Yeah.
Not to capitalize on, tragedy or nothing, but
you gotta hustle to make it work. So
yeah.
I made money on Corona today, off Corona.
You want to specify?
You sell some beers or?
No, I just did a flyer for a guy who needed a restaurant that needed doing curbside service.
Nice. There you go.
You made that support local T-shirt or logo too, and someone was like, "Make that shit a T-shirt." You were like,
Yeah, actually, I was thinking
I would
about
wear
it
that
last
shit.
night. I was thinking about it last night. Like, it would be cool if there was like one Instagram that you can go to and get all like the information on the restaurants in St. Louis. So I made it. And it's getting a good response.
Fuck yeah, dude!
You made the whole
Yeah.
website?
I made an Instagram, dude.
Just an Instagram
Nice.
that's got a bunch of pictures with info for. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Very
Yep.
good.
All the restaurants follow me now. Like, all of them.
That's dope.
Badass.
Providing a
Yep.
service, man. Providing a service.
Yeah, man.
Ryan, how's your week been, homie?
It's been alright. Just been chilling at home, not doing a whole lot.
Yep.
That's it. Playing
Sounds-
games.
Sounds
Playing
like
Warzone.
sounds like the mode going forward. You got any dubs in Warzone?
Gotten 5.
Nice. My first game I played with Ben and Tech, we got number 2.
Yeah.
And then after that, I have not. We got 7, I think, the next game. Since then, I've been in the like 10 to 20 range. Getting there.
Been getting irritated. I'm back in the BR mode, and people are just like, "I'm Rambo," and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, well now we're down to 2 people.
Yeah, sure.
First
sure.
off,
At
It's
least,
like, all right,
at
here
least
we go.
Warzone gives you a lot of different options for coming back, unless you're
Yeah.
bad, and then they don't. They just give you one
Yeah.
option. My week's been interesting, ups and downs all around. I'm still working full time at a retail spot, which is ludicrous. Yeah, that's really it. But we've had a lot of business the last 3 days because everyone else is closed. And so we've had a couple of people that aren't coming in anymore because they've gotten sick, and that's comforting.
Yeah.
And then we've got a big Animal Crossing launch at the end of the week, as people that are fans of Animal Crossing are well aware. Animal Crossing and Doom release on Friday, and we have lots of pre-orders for that. And we have been restricted from doing late night release, but that just means everyone's going to come during the day the next day. So good job. You pushed back the inevitable.
You've done nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
So,
I mean, maybe they just want to all congregate. At
yeah, I guess
midnight.
if you spread it out over the day instead of,
Yeah.
man, that's a small consolation, honestly. But yeah, all sorts of stuff. We won't talk about GameStop actually too much. There was an article this week, but I didn't add it to the news because I got tired of talking about GameStop. So,
Sure.
Tech, I don't know if you answered full on how your week's been. I've been giving us the update on the Instagram account and making some money off of the old COVID was a bit of an update. Do you have anything else you wanted to share, or we good to move forward?
Nah, just quarantined, man. I'm in the house. I'm in here.
I'm in here, which
No.
is what is painted on the front of my door every day. All right, well then we'll move into news. I guess we'll save the biggest news for last. And I have one thing that I added at the very end that I'm going to read when we leave the podcast for the night. But the first thing, the top of the list, Ryan and I know are excited about. The other two of y'all could probably give less of a fuck. Rocket League's sixth Rocket Pass is coming out March 25th. It looks like it's going to be cyberpunk themed in Neo Tokyo with a car called the Ronin, which is fucking sexy.
Which is very cyberpunk.
Yes, and the upgrades of the car, the G1 and then the GTX.
38.
Yeah.
Explain the car upgrades to me.
So the Rocket Pass
like
gives
I'm
you
stupid.
a car when you get the first when you get it, right? When you get the Rocket Pass, you get the base model car. It doesn't have any fancy lights. It doesn't have any fancy paint. Then when you get to level 34 of the Battle Pass, you get one with fancy paint and a little bit of LED lighting. And then when you get to level 70, max it out. Not max it out. It goes to 100, but after you hit level 70, it's all random painted items, which are super high value for people that get there because those are the things that people trade for, like, the real money. When you get to level 70, you get a version of the car that's got fancy paint, LEDs, and, like, hard light projecting from the surface of the car that, like, courses the length of the car in different, like, designs. And so they've done that for the last, 4 Rocket Passes, Ryan? The first two didn't do that. And then they kind of perfected their Rocket Pass game and have been doing that since then. I got last passes, I think. And then, no, was last pass the hatchback, Ryan?
Yeah.
The Fennec. Okay, so I didn't get Rocket Pass 4, but I got 3 all the way to I got to like level 89 and Ryan easily hit 100. And then this pass right now that ends on the 24th, I'm at 68. So I'm close to getting the max car and then getting into the fancy shit.
So basically it's like if you buy like a Honda Civic is the first model. The second model is a Honda Civic with a body kit. And then the third model is like a wide body, like neon light kitted out Honda Civic.
Yeah.
Like if you just put it that way, like for people to know, like the upgrades get like significantly better and better to where the last one is like the sickest thing you've ever seen.
It's the Need for Speed car customization progression broken out over a rocket pass.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That sounds cool. Looks cool.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. It looks like there's gonna be goal explosions and also there's normally a bunch of stuff that comes with the pass. So I'm excited. Rocket League is a constant love. It's my time sink game. Ryan and I always find our way back into it every month and obviously a good amount of time because we both get mostly through the battle passes. Let's see. Overwatch has announced a new character today. Echo.
Well, they didn't announce a new character. They announced that she will be a character.
Yeah. So this Echo's been around, but they have now stated clearly that Echo will be the next character that Overwatch will see. Echo is an AI. I'm reading from Twinfinite, by the way. Thanks, Keenan McCall. I do that out of I just feel like I should, and realize that they don't listen to this, but that's fine. Let's see. Designed by scientist Dr. Liao, the lore behind Overwatch is huge. Tech, you are a huge fan of Apex's lore. I think Apex draws their inspiration for having the lore they do from what Overwatch does.
Yep.
Sure.
So, designed by Dr. Liao, she's a robot armed with rapidly evolving, adapting AI meant to help her overcome threats posed by both Dr. Liao's past creations and whatever opponents she comes across. Little else was revealed about the character other than a teaser of her 3D model at the very end of the trailer they showed today. All the same, it's an impactful animated short and easily on par with many of the other Origin cinematics provided for other members. If you guys haven't taken the time to hop on YouTube and look up Overwatch Origins videos, you should, because every one, for some reason, Ben mentioned this when Overwatch 2 got announced at the Game Awards last year, or BlizzCon last year. Somehow Overwatch can elicit tears within a couple minutes of a trailer for a game that you may not really play that much. I haven't played Overwatch in a year, and the Overwatch 2 trailer, I cried. I was like, fuck, what is this? Why is this happening? They're very, very good, so you should check those out. So moving forward, keeping it going. Bloodshot, which is the Vin Diesel movie coming up, is going to be streaming. It was originally supposed to be released in theaters on March 13th. It will be available to watch online on March 24th.
Nice.
How are they making it on demand? I think they're just... Yeah, it will be made available for $20 with all leading digital retailers. So rather than having to go to the movie and spend $20, you can just own the movie for $20 on the 24th.
Are you sure it's for own? Because I heard they're doing 48-hour $20 rentals.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, on demand is usually a rental.
It's true. This doesn't really clarify.
That might be how they got around their licensing deals, publishing deals.
Sure, because it is.
You can't own it yet, but you can spend $20 and watch it.
Sure. I was listening to the Waypoint podcast, and they'd mentioned that if movies learned from this and wanted to just sell tickets. A guy from Chicago was I would readily pay $80 to watch the new Marvel movie at home, because if I go with my wife, it's dinner and a movie, so that's $60 for dinner, and then two $15 movie tickets, and then popcorn at the movie. It's easily an $80 to $90 night. And
how about you practice some self-control?
Well, that's
you just go to the movie theater like I do.
Well, when you're an adult with a full-time job and you've got two kids, that's not it's not that easy.
Well, here's the thing. That is spoken.
Well, go ahead.
That's spoken for someone who does not like movies, because you can't like movies and expect the same experience at home.
Right.
I go see, if I went to go see Endgame at home, I would not have liked it as much.
I guess it depends on what kind of home theater.
The applause and the shouting and the experience.
Yeah, there's no home theater there's no home theater that's going to equate unless you're a millionaire. Yeah.
You can probably build a pretty solid in-home theater for $5,000 to $7,000. Straight
same
up.
though. It's more of experience. It's more about the experience.
Sure.
Dude, those THX theaters literally shake.
That's right.
I mean, you got big enough subs. I've been in Ryan's car. He's not a millionaire. That shit fucking shakes.
Shade.
No, that wasn't. I guess that came across shady. That was not the intention at all.
There has
He
been a
is,
couple times
guys,
Caleb's like,
He is not a millionaire.
you can turn that down. It's like, okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Well, I think
the whole ride, I'm like, just fucking a little bit.
Just a little bit.
What's up, Tech? My bad.
I was gonna say the movie wasn't doing too good. It opened domestically and it expected to do 10 million, and it did 9.3, which for them was a bomb. It bombed technically, so that's why they're doing this. Other movies aren't doing this because they didn't. It's just the timing of it. Like new movies are just getting pushed back. So this is only a small window of a few movies.
And Bloodshot's definitely one of those like offshoot. It's an offhand comic book publisher, and it's an action flick that's not. Yeah, it feels like one of those movies like.
It's Vin Diesel.
Like Losers, remember Losers with Ryan Reynolds, or what's that movie with? Have you guys watched that movie on Netflix, Polar, with Mads Mikkelsen?
No, I wanted to. I never did.
Oh, that movie's fucking dope. I watched it with my mom, and in the beginning there's definitely a scene where fellatio happens, so that was fun. And someone gets shot while that happens. It's awesome.
How rude.
How rude.
Mid fellatio?
Yes.
I had a friend in college who used to call it fallatio, and I've never forgotten that. I've never forgot that. When he said it, my neck snapped, and I looked like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
Along the same lines, my grandparents would call the gelateria. They would say they were gonna go get gelatio.
No, that was me. That was me.
Well, they adopted it pretty firmly.
Was that a joke, Ben, or are you serious?
No, I was dead joking. That
Okay.
I wanted to call it gelatio to see all the old people cringe when I said it.
That's pretty funny.
And now my grandma jokingly is like, gelatio? I'm like, stop it. It's fucking gross, dude. Sticking with movies and ways to watch them, Netflix is launching a service called Netflix Party. It's a Chrome extension that allows you to watch movies online with your friends. So it's not anything new. It's been around for years, but it feels it's got like a resurgent relevance now. By installing the extension to your Google Chrome web browser, you and your friends can stream a Netflix show or movie together at the same time. Once everyone has the extension installed, one person needs to start the viewing party. That person will pick a movie or show on Netflix and then click the NP extension button to the right. And with the party started, the person running everything can send a unique URL to all their friends, and just like that, everyone is singing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher with Jaskier watching.
That's fun, man. We should do that.
We should.
It's really cool.
April 1st, man. Oh, shit. Community. We got to do a community podcast. So, Ryan, let's do a community episode by episode podcast, just like the Office ladies. We'll call it Dorm Buddies.
Dorm Buddies.
Dorm dudes. But yeah, if you want to watch some Netflix shows with your friends, but you don't want to get close to them and get their fucking germs, as Ben coughs.
As someone coughs. Hey, all right, how sensitive are you to coughs right now, dude? Like my ear will pick up a cough.
Yeah. Yep.
My neighbor's coughing right now, like,
What was that?
Fucking cover your mouth.
stay over there.
I knew it.
Might as well be a gunshot.
Dude, I had customers come in Monday night at like 8:55, right before we closed at 9, and I was like, "Y'all got 5 minutes. That's it." And they ended up being pretty cool. And as I was walking
Everyone
them
goes,
out,
you're like,
No.
all right, nope, you have
Hold
0
on.
minutes.
No, hold
See
on.
ya.
As I was walking them out, they turned out to be pretty cool. But as I was walking them out, I was like, "Be safe. Don't hug anybody you don't know. Be careful of people coughing and sneezing." And then I went behind them, and they were like, "Get the fuck out!" Like, they like ran out the door. It was fun. All right, so now on to
You ruined those people's lives, dude.
They went
They're
home
like,
and
"Oh my
washed,
God,
They went home and
it's
washed
me."
themselves so thoroughly. So moving on to the biggest news from today. So Sony did their hardware reveal today. How many people
Sheesh.
watched this?
I watched 30 seconds of it.
Published by PBS.
Right.
Pretty boring shit. PBS. Yeah, so it wasn't a reveal of the hardware, the physical, this is what your system looks like. It was a reveal of the internal hardware of the next system. And by reveal, I mean like an infographic-laden fucking TED Talk that blew. It was the worst. I watched the
Dude,
whole 49 minutes, and like I kept waiting for something cool to happen. And
Wait, you did?
Oh yeah, I was at work, so I wasn't fucking doing anything. So he started by telling people how a fucking hard drive disk works, and how the fucking game reads from the outer ring and the inner ring, and sometimes data's across multiple rings. And I was like, cool, maybe he'll just be like, the solid state drive's better. Nah, he went into like dynamic compression and custom fucking referencing, and just like, it was this stream was not for fans of PlayStation. This stream was for people that are gonna build on the next PlayStation.
This is for parents that don't know what anything is.
No, because if I had set my mom in front of this, she would have fucking fallen asleep. Yeah, it was boring, yo.
It was real bad.
I was excited because I was like, shit, we're gonna see it. They're gonna announce some games. We're gonna get some pricing, and then I saw it was a hardware reveal, and I was like, that's a weird way to phrase it. And then God love Mark Cerny, because he's an amazing dude who's done amazing things in the industry. But man, what a boring fucking. Woo.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I was bored reading the article.
Yeah.
Kind of bored talking about it. It's like same thing with the Xbox One too, though. The Xbox article. I don't want to jump ahead, but
no,
I kind of feel like they're not giving the information that we really want.
No, but I think what they're doing is they're trying not to pull the cart ahead of the horse. They're like, all right, here's how it works, so people who want to ask will know. And then when they just dive into games, they don't have to talk about that shit. Which is what
a lot of people do like. I mean, when people are still fighting the stupid console wars, so people do like to compare stats. So
sure.
And then I did see multiple people measure up the stats. It does look like the Xbox beats it just about every statistic. But then the following tweet was like, none of this means anything. It's computational power and like barriers. And apparently the PS5 has so few barriers that it's supposed to be faster, regardless.
It requires less computational power.
Something like that. Yeah.
So basically what it's going to end up being is the systems will be largely the fucking same, like the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Right.
And it'll come down to exclusives. And I guess we can kind of roll the other part of this, which was the Series X and xCloud conversation that Xbox had. Someone described the Xbox as House Xbox in this article, and I was like, I'm going to call them House Xbox from now on. Yeah, but what it's going to come down to is exclusives. And we know that PlayStation has to have something up their sleeve, because if they don't, they've got nothing coming, which is obviously not true. They're going to announce God of War 2 this year. They're going to announce a bunch of stuff, I'm sure. But we also know that Xbox...
Probably new Spider-Man.
Yeah, because they bought Insomniac. Why else wouldn't they?
Probably the Uncharted successor, probably?
Well, no. Probably not. Because Last of Us is made by...
Oh, we got Last of Us, right.
Yeah. But we also know that Xbox has like 16 studios under their umbrella, and they've been very quiet, but we know that they're building games for launch window. So like November through March is going to be stacked with Xbox exclusive stuff that we haven't seen yet. Except for, of course, Senua's Sacrifice. So yeah. Guys, Xbox One X, Xbox One Series X, and PlayStation 5 are both going to be dope, and play where you like to play. Don't harsh someone else's fucking mellow because they like a different system.
It's so tired. It's so boring and tired.
And coincidentally, Yves Guillemot, who I have a bit in here that I'll read at the very end because I think it's a nice send-off. Yves Guillemot, last year at E3, said that the console wars are stupid and have to end because they're reductive and they just divide the community. And that most large publisher CEOs that he knows all fucking hate them. Yeah. So it's dumb, and people will get over it.
It sounds like Microsoft's trying. They had a tweet today that said, "Welcome to the next generation, Sony."
Yeah, it was super dope.
So cool.
And the Ubisoft's response was like, "This is so wholesome."
Yeah.
Well, you guys getting both?
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
It's got to be worth it for me.
I'm not going to E3 or Comic-Con this year, so I might get both on launch day.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait on one. I'll get the Xbox first.
Make sure you got toilet paper. That's all I gotta say. Toilet paper's gonna be at a premium about that time. So.
Have you been to the store recently?
Dude, you might have to choose between a PlayStation and toilet paper in November 2020. Is all I'm trying to say.
Buy a fucking bidet.
You still gotta, so you're just gonna walk away with a wet ass? You're not gonna mop up?
How do you
I've
dry
had
after
my
a
house
shower?
for 4 years
How?
or 3 years, and I bought toilet paper like 4 times
Tech, do
in
you?
that amount of time, and I've been perfectly fine.
So
I
Tech,
think
you
I
get
can
up from
make
the
it
bidet and you just wipe your ass with your shower towel,
Yeah.
and then you go oops and sit back down.
I use
And then-
the hand towels.
Ah, fuck.
My bidet comes Saturday. We ordered a bidet last week, so
Yeah, I've been looking at them. I'm about to order one. Like, fuck it. Like, yeah. Also,
Have you seen-
everyone that's worried about toilet paper doesn't realize they have a fucking shower. And if it came down fucking to it, you could rinse off in the fucking shower. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, but humanity lived for centuries without fucking toilet paper. You could
Someone
wash your
said-
ass.
They lived very poorly for centuries.
hey, someone said it like this:
The
if you
Romans
pick up
didn't have toilet paper, motherfucker. They were fine.
here's where I equate it to. If you pick up dog shit with your hand and something's in your hand, what do?
You wash it.
You wash your hands. Do you take toilet paper and smear it off?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
If
All
you,
right.
If you accidentally got poop on your finger, you just gonna wipe it with a paper towel and go home.
Good to go.
Wipe it with a paper towel and
Back
then,
to my meal.
and then eat your fucking boneless chicken fingers. You
Yeah.
fucking filthy pigs of shit.
Oh, gross.
Well, forgive me for this. I've literally been thinking of this segue all day. Speaking of coronavirus, moving into our main topic, what better advice for surviving coronavirus than talking about how to survive battle royales?
You're the only one who laughed.
You know what? I was not looking forward to talking about Battle Royale for an hour and a half, but that's funny. That's relevant and funny.
I don't know.
Tech, shut the fuck up. You a second
I
ago
don't
said
know.
if y'all just bought a bunch of shit, if you don't want to
division
fight,
topic
you bought
would
it
be
for
great.
me. Hold on, Tech's poo-pooing my joke, but like this week he was like, all y'all buying shit, if you're not willing to fight, you just bought that for me.
It's true.
So,
Facts. Facts.
anyway, in the second part of our 101 series, talking about tips and shit that help you be better at games. We want to talk about battle royales, and we have a group here that's actually pretty experienced, -1.
That's me.
Yeah, it's you, Ryan. At playing battle royales, we have a bunch of Apex players. We all played PUBG. We've all played Apex. Ryan and I dabbled in Fortnite. Ryan more than I did, definitely. And then we've all played some Warzone. Excuse me. As well as I'm sure we've played other. Ben and I played The Hunt, and Ryan, you played Darwin Project, didn't you?
No,
You never did. Okay.
that was Panda, I think.
Okay.
Anybody
yeah.
play that Vigor? Whatever, Vigor?
Vigor?
What is that
I
called?
downloaded it, but
Ryan
never
and I
played it.
both downloaded it the same day, and then like never came back to it.
It's like Tarkov, but it came out before Tarkov.
Did it come out before Tarkov? I thought Tarkov
Yeah.
was like a slow burn, like it was out on PC years ago, and then just got popular.
I'm gonna have to look that up then.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Vigor, like you could build a house though, and then like you can go out on like looting missions, and if you're able to make it out, you brought back stuff to like add on to your building.
Yeah, Vigor's
and
not
like
like
better weapons and stuff. It
Sure.
was like a strategy arc survival
Yeah.
VR type thing.
It's like it's not strictly a battle royale. Like you can go in and not have any intention to fight anybody, and just go
Yeah.
get the shit you need and leave.
Like Tarkov.
which is interesting. Yeah, I guess
That
that's
is
true.
cool.
It's true. But yeah, unlike Tarkov, you're like building a fucking settlement, and the more you build up, the more you can go into each scavenging round more equipped with shit. So I've wanted to try it. It's been installed on my Xbox since that day, so someday. But anyway, I guess to start, like, what's everyone's favorite battle royale right now? Tech, don't answer because we know. Just kidding. Tech, you can start us. You can start
Yeah,
us.
you can just go ahead and leave.
What's your favorite battle royale right
We're
now?
done here.
Well, of course it's Apex.
And why is
With,
that?
It's just fun. It's not. Well, no, it's not fun. Tonight was not fun. But it's just I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the gunfights. I enjoy the weaponry. It's obviously not as realistic as PUBG. PUBG is my second favorite, but I just enjoy playing it. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know. Keeps me coming back.
Sure. Ben, what's your if you had to play PUBG, what's your go-to?
Had to play Battle Royale.
I like
Warzone
Warzone a lot. It's got the elements of PUBG that I liked, but with more polish. You know,
Sure.
it doesn't feel as goddamn broken,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Oh my
it's
god. Sorry, I couldn't hold it back.
so Warzone is less broken than PUBG.
It's
Right.
the sound. The sound is abysmal.
So besides the sound,
sure.
though.
Besides sound.
Well,
yeah.
that's like, dude, that's a big part of Battle Royale.
It is.
Yeah, but do you remember hitting a rock and exploding in PUBG? Do you remember that?
I remember Invisible Rocks. Yes.
Okay.
I remember.
I'd say that's a little more broken.
Remember when we were all playing together? It may not have been with Ryan. I think it was though. We were all in the Jeep and Ben was driving and he took a big old jump off the top of like a hill. And I was like, "You just fucking killed us." And he was like, "No, I didn't." And we hit the ground and the car fucking exploded.
Yep.
That
But I
doesn't
mean,
happen
you would
anymore.
explode just driving down the street because broken. Anyway, so yeah, it's got some sound issues. I was noticing that during our last few sessions. I didn't notice it the first time we played together, Tech. Next time I played, I was definitely checking all over the place because I thought I heard something, and obviously didn't. It was just somebody next to me that I heard behind me or whatever. But I like it's polished. I don't know. It's cool.
Graphically, it is polished. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
graphically it's
great.
nice.
Very
I like all the opportunities you get to come back. That's very nice because the game matches are long, and the respawn effort is long. So leaving, getting into a lobby, going into the
gulag.
no, like say you die and don't come back,
Oh.
or your team fails and you have to start over. Then you've got that lobby that could take a minute or more.
Oh god.
Lower your immune system. And then you gotta go do the lobby thing where you're waiting for people to join, and then you've got the airdrop. So it's many minutes to get back into the game. As where Apex is, you die, you matchmake immediately, you pick your character, and you jump and you go. It's pretty fast. So this takes a while to get going once you're dead, and that was my biggest gripe about BR is once you die, it's like a 5-minute respawn timer.
Yeah.
And if you had to play Call of Duty with a 5-minute respawn timer, you'd be like, well, I guess I'll go play something else. So yeah, I do like Apex, but it's I'm not as competitive as everybody else, so not anymore anyway.
Sure.
So I have a hard time hanging with that level of like, come on, yeah, that everybody else is into, right?
Get good.
So Warzone's your go-to. Tech says get good. Yikes. Ryan, what's your go-to, my friend?
Don't care.
It's super close between Apex and Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty is a little behind Apex for the fact that they've got buy-in options, but the fact that you can literally buy in 100 times is way too freaking much. I've gotten to second to last circle. Yeah. If you can die, you go to the gulag. Then if you die again, you can get bought back in every time you die.
I tried to buy someone back a second time and it didn't work.
Yeah.
I've definitely called somebody back at least 2 times, and Ryan, I do believe there's a cutoff at the last couple rings.
Okay, well I've gotten to the last 2 rings with 55 people left. And those rings are small.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I had a UAV once and 30 dots showed up. I was like, oh my. What am I supposed to do here? I'm by myself. I don't like this. It's just they've got that issue, and I mean they've got a few other issues. That's why Apex is still on top until I'm hoping they're gonna fix it. And I guess we can talk about that later. What issues need to be fixed. But other than that, I mean Apex is still in the lead, but Warzone is really nice. The weapons are cool, everything like that. The locations on the map are really cool also. So it's a very diverse map.
Sure. So we're talking a lot about Warzone. Let's just go ahead and move into Warzone as a start. What do you guys think about not having weapon attachments and instead just running with blueprints? Do you like that more or less than finding specific shit for your guns?
I'm fine with it. It's just one less thing to fuck with.
Sure.
I think attachments need to be a thing, honestly, just for the fact that
I also
the loadouts, everybody's just spawning in with thermal sights. I'm doing it too. You know why? Because I keep dying to it, so I either need to adapt or just continue to die. It's very ridiculous that it costs 6,000, and all 3 of the people on your team could all have thermal sights with $6,000. I have a loadout drop in the first 5 minutes. Regardless of if the game puts it there or not, because my team pulls all their money together and they buy a loadout drop. It's easy. and then you get to the final circle and you see that you die by somebody with a thermal sights. It's like it's there. Like it's too much. Like if they allowed it to where you could find thermal sights, and they put like 10 on the entire map, or 15 on the entire map, that's going to be so much better. You actually work to get it instead of like, I found 3 things of money and he found 3 things of money and we put it together and now we have this. Like it
would be interesting if they got rid of you being able to buy loadout drops at all and made them PUBG style, where if you see them coming in, they're a big point of contention, right?
Yeah.
Like that was
which they are the ones that the map drops in. Huge point of contention because I go up to them even if I already have a good loot drop, and I put claymores all the way around it.
Do you get kills?
And I get at least 1 or 2 kills a game.
That sucks so much.
Because I put 2 betties on it. If the claymores, because the claymores may not go off, so I put 2 betties on it. People don't see it. Both of them jump at the same time and kill them. So it's like it's whatever. I mean, I'm gonna get free kills for it, whatever. But it's just, I mean, that is really cool. But I also, when they drop loot drops, you can see like 15 around the whole map drop at once. This is like, all right, that's a lot of loot drops. Yeah, that's a lot of people getting full loadouts that they didn't really have to work for.
Just go the PUBG route and bring the plane. Man, every time you're playing PUBG, we would play PUBG and you'd hear the plane fly over. Everyone would freeze and be like, "Please fly over me! Please fly over me!"
I need that. I need that. Regardless of what it is, and it's probably the worst thing ever. But I need it. Like,
and it feels like Call of Duty kind of gets rid of that. Call of Duty's like, "No, here's a bunch of shit. Have fun." And obviously, we're in like this first week.
Yeah.
So it'll get balanced a lot, and stuff will change for sure. What that stuff's gonna be, who knows? Let's hope that they balance the sound. For what it's worth, Tech, the multiplayer has sound problems too, and had real egregious sound problems for a while when it launched. I don't know if Ryan, you remember that, but like you would hear people running on the other side of Shoot House.
Yeah.
And it was like, where the fuck is this guy? And they were like 20 to 50 yards away. And I was like, all right, well that's.
I don't know what the sound issues were, because I only started playing like 3 days ago.
Sure.
But I don't know what the sound issues were when it first came out. But I think the only issue I have is I can't tell if somebody's above me or on the same floor as me. That's it.
That's fine.
Everything else I can figure out. Like I know there's somebody outside or that kind of thing, or somebody's running up on me, but I can't tell like the floor. So I mean that's just my issue with that. So I don't know how bad it was. Well, it was a bad.
There was a moment. There were 2 moments when we were playing that first night where Ben shot at someone. There's one where Ben shot at someone across the street. Tech and I never saw them, but he was what's the word I'm looking for? Not incessant, but he was insisting they were there. So we're like, fuck it, let's go get them because he put shots on them. We chased them around a corner. It was a wall like this, Ryan, and we were running this way, and they had just run this way, and we never fucking heard them. We came around the corner and they were fucking gone. And then we ran up into like one of those double-decker like shipping container office buildings. I ran up to the top floor, no one there, and jumped down, and all 3 of them were in the first floor looking at us and killed all 3 of us instantly. We didn't hear them running on the other side of the wall. We didn't hear them get into the shipping containers. We didn't hear them moving. And like when they shot me, they were all fucking moving. And it was really, really annoying. And then the second
I was gonna say if it was one guy, it could have been dead silence because you can definitely pick those.
That's true,
up,
but it was 3.
Multiple guys.
Like,
it's messed up.
And then the second one was us in like a warehouse or something.
That was an airplane hangar, like an empty airplane.
Yes.
And like it was like they were 5 feet away, and they mowed us down, and we never heard them.
Yeah, Ben was down before he was like, people are here.
Yeah.
Right.
And they walked up to him, like muzzle to chest, and like shot him. And we were like, oh fuck, there's people here.
A close range battle that we never heard footsteps on.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's weird. And
so how do you? Where's the balance between I can hear somebody walking through a room across a courtyard, and I can't hear somebody right next to me?
I think it's where the multiplayer is now, honestly. Like, Ryan and I play the multiplayer a ton, and, like, I know if someone's coming up behind me or coming up the stairs right behind me, but I can't hear far away. But it's enough that, like, if you have a good headset or a good sound system, you do have an advantage.
I was playing Apex tonight, and we were approaching drill site, and there was 2 people we were fighting, and I yelled out, back left side building, and we went there. sure enough, they were right there. She was right there. The wraith was right there because I could hear the steps.
Yeah.
Like I can hear the. That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to hear exactly where they are because that's what you would do in real life. If it was a real life situation, I'd hear it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, what if you were to give? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I do gotta say this. I guess the day and age that we are in with like Twitter and all that stuff, like Ninja. The example is Ninja today was talking about like Warzone issues, and I like the fact that we have streamers that play this game that have a voice that can make these changes happen. Instead of like, oh, give us your feedback on our game and we'll see what we can do, and like everything else that nobody even brought up. But like the fact that Ninja was talking about like the noises and like how everybody's got thermal sights at the end of the game and stuff like that, like all this stuff we're talking about actually has a chance to change, because a guy that makes $15 million playing video games on a stream a year is like, hey,
fucking
fix
change
your
this.
shit.
And
we need
they
this
know,
to happen.
They know that if they don't respond to that, they're in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if Shroud says something about your game, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Ninja,
Because in the end, if Ninja or Shroud stop playing because y'all didn't fix it, a bunch of people are gonna go with them.
Yeah.
For sure. It's interesting.
And it's not like a Dr. Disrespect issue. Because Dr. Disrespect, he's like, fix your fucking game. Like, he raged out that one time, and, like, nothing changed. But then Ninja's just, like, casual, tweet, like, hey, thermal sights are the worst. Thanks for this. Like, he just kind of put it out there. But, like, raging out on stream doesn't fix anything. But, like, a casual tweet that gets out to 1 million people is so much better.
Ryan, I don't know if you understand how weird a place my brain is right now. Hearing you say raging out on stream doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it doesn't get you anywhere with like a game. Like if you're wanting something to change, like, and you rage out about it, yeah.
I'm just giving you shit, dude. I'm just giving you shit.
I just rage out on you all the time.
Yeah, dude. I'm the punching bag. I get it.
Yeah.
So we're talking about playing Call of Duty specifically right now. What tips would you give people who haven't played? Like, what's for me the play is get bounties quick and do them.
Contracts.
Sorry, yeah, contracts. And don't do the contracts with the crosshairs, the high value target contracts.
The bounties.
The actual bounties. Fuck off. That's what I was thinking of when I started this. Don't grab those until you've done a couple of the other ones and you've got some loot. Because if you drop in and grab a bounty right away and have to go kill somebody, A, you're not going to get anything from them because they're rarely going to be well looted. And B, you're probably not going to be very well looted to start. What's up?
Okay, so first off, if the only contract that's around you is a bounty, pick it up. Because if another team kills him, you get the money.
What?
As long as they're eliminated, you get the cash. So
I
if
had
there's
no fucking clue about that.
If there's no scavenger or recon, pick up the bounty because you could possibly make money. It locks you down for like 3 to 5 minutes from getting another.
Yeah, but
contract.
if it's like right when you drop, people are gonna die. So like.
Yeah, people will die. So grab. Well, so there's 2 advantages. You can find out where somebody close to you is, possibly.
Right. Yeah, and you can avoid it completely.
You can get a free $2,000 out of it. Because I've picked up multiple ones and just gotten like $2,000 for it. It's like the bounty's been eliminated. Good job. It's just like I ran away. Like I grabbed it and took off.
That's
so
awesome.
Yeah, so that one's like super easy to do if you I mean, yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out, but right off the bat, grab one, see what happens.
Sure.
No reason not to.
Thermal sights, we've already said that. If you can get them, use them. If you've got enough experience playing the multiplayer on your own, build yourself a loadout that's got a gun with thermal sights, and then find one of those loot balloons.
One AR, one sniper.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Use overkill.
I've got the Ram 7 and the Car 98, and it fucking slaps. Yeah, I mean, I think that's Call of Duty pretty thoroughly. Unless you've got anything else you wanted to share tip wise, anybody here?
Not authorized to do that.
Yeah, I haven't played enough to give good opinions.
All right, so
the amount of people in that game, everywhere's hot. Don't get all a butt hurt if you fly super far outside of where the ring is and you find 10 people with you. There's 150
There's 150
people
fucking people
on a map that's like
PUBG
slightly
sized.
bigger than Apex.
Yeah,
I think
it's PUBG
is it
sized.
PUBG size?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're adding 50 more people to a map that size. I mean, and they're adding more squads than normal. There could be 150 people in there, but be like 72 squads.
Yeah,
so
you got squads
there's
of 2 or 1.
Yeah, 2 or 1. So
they just added solos too, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
And that's
So-
impressive. That's
Solos
very
with
impressive.
150 people. Fuck, man, that's a lot.
yeah. I
Yeah.
got to like 15th earlier today.
Straight up though,
It was difficult.
like being completely honest, Warzone's impressive to me for a couple of reasons. The player cap definitely one of them, but like first and foremost in my mind is that like you die the first time, and you go into a separate match-made system, playing a different game mode with random generated loadouts and like people spectating and throwing rocks at you that impact you, all without loading screens. It's like dead, gulag, killed, dropping again, and it's
impressive.
It's all happening simultaneously, and that's super fucking impressive.
Very
And
impressive.
it makes me super excited for what battle royales we might see in the future, especially with this next gen of consoles coming out. And like, fuck, man, Warzone's worth the shot. It's impressive. It's fun. It's easy to get into. Before we move into Apex, there's one big question I wanted to ask everybody here, because I think everyone here has different strategies, and it may be because the strategies changed from time to time, but the ring is a thing in every battle royale so far, except for the offshoots like the Hunt or Vigor, where there's not really a ring, it's just time. In Apex, in PUBG, in Warzone, when the ring's closing in, how do y'all play it? There's several strategies, right? You can push ring and get there before the ring closes. There's riding the ring and waiting and moving with the wall to come in at the end. Or there's the like, let's get to the middle of the ring and wait for people to come to us. And I'm sure there's variations of those three. I don't want to say that I know them all. How do you guys let that play out?
I think the latter is the worst strategy you could come up with,
Right.
because it just puts so much stress on you, like so much puts you in a bad position from top. I think the running with the ring in Apex does not work very well. I think it works really good in PUBG, but with Apex, what you'll have is you'll have people gatekeeping, and you don't want that. But PUBG, it works really well. Like you can honestly run with the ring and you take out people who are coming in, or it works better in PUBG than it does Apex.
Sure.
Apex is definitely you're gonna get gate kept if someone knows you're coming.
Yeah. I think I don't know if it was me and you, Tech. I won a game recently where we had a team on the other side of, you know, that like train station that's got the little dome watchtowers on the edges? You know what I'm talking about? It's like the big industrial place that's got the angular buildings. It's shaped like an L. Anyway, I was in one of those circular buildings that you go up the floor, and it's got like a deck on the top. And there's a zip line that runs from it to another area. And there was a gunfight over there. And we just sat there and waited. And then when the ring came, we just threw a bunch of grenades.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I think that was me, you, and Tech.
Yeah, they all just sat there and died to ring. Like, we
Nothing
never
to do.
saw them. we threw a bunch of grenades, and they were just like, well, this is it, I guess. And we didn't even fire shots.
Yep.
So, yeah, but I think that checks out with what you're saying. Like, playing ring is not super beneficial because maybe it's because if you get in a gunfight, everyone knows where you're coming from.
Well, it's also ring damage too. Apex, like the last circle, will kill you, and like even in PUBG, it's not that serious. Like it's not like, oh, I'm like, if you're in the ring in the last circle or last 2-3 circles in Apex, you're done and you know it. But like
Yeah,
PUBG,
you've got
you can survive.
seconds. You got like
Yeah.
2 or 3 seconds to get the fuck out, and you're drained.
Yeah.
Warzone same way. Even first circle. If you get stuck in first circle in Warzone, dude, it eats you alive. And if you have a gas mask, it only takes like 6 ticks from you. If you can't outrun circle, you're done. If you're like in Apex, if you get stuck in first circle, you have a greater chance to make it.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all remember running across the map in first circle in PUBG?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it
it was the
shaved
worst.
your health so slowly, you would just run and be bleeding out the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And there was like 15 cars on the whole map. Spawn near you. It's
Yeah.
like, oh great.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
Check this garage. Nothing. Fuck. Oh, there's a motorcycle. I'll go get. Someone come with me. We'll go find another motorcycle. Go back and get.
Oh, that's
him.
not a motorcycle. That's a bush.
Fucking PUBG, man. Fucking PUBG. Sometimes I miss it enough to want to
It's
play
really
the
good
game.
these days. It's really good. It's a lot
Yeah.
better these days.
All right.
It's not
PUBG
bad.
is a shooter on a 20-inch like tube TV. That's what PUBG is.
Yeah. It's golden.
Is that a person or a stick? I'm not sure. Like,
I think PUBG is the hardest game to get good at.
It's fucking
because
tough,
you don't
man.
know if it's a stick or not.
Is that a person? Flap. Oh, yep, there was.
Give it a try. It's a lot better.
So, Tech, what's your go-to ring strategy?
Oh, a little bit of moving in, knowing when to move in, knowing how far the circle is, just knowledge of it. So like I'm not basically competing with the circle.
Will you
Apex.
engage to get out of ring, or will you go around and suffer a little bit of health?
It all depends on the situational, man.
Sure.
Like if I know the team's in front of me, and I can survive if I go this way, and they're not going to gatekeep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into a gatekeep situation.
Sure.
So it truly depends on the situation, but I tend to not want to play in the ring.
Okay. Yeah, stay out of the ring. Ryan, what's your go-to? How do you field this?
I think it's a ring-to-ring situation. Like, if it's the first ring, play it safe. Don't jump to the center of it. But if you're like second to last ring, like you can get an idea of it's gonna be somewhere around here. And you're better off being in that building waiting for people to show up, because they're all gonna be moving, and literally if you can see across the ring, anybody can see you moving. So if you can get to a house and lock down in the ring, you're probably better off doing that second to last or last ring or something like that.
Yeah.
To where you're not trying to fight your way in while they're sitting in a building shooting out a window at you. Just
Sure.
lighting you up.
Now, do y'all have more success looting, or sorry, not looting? What am I trying to say? Shit, I've had 3 fucking rum and ginger ales. Do you guys find more success like fucking burrowing down and fording up in a building, or moving? That's another big fucking thing, because in PUBG there was a genuine strategy to like, we got a place, they can't get in here, and we can see everything. And I feel like in Apex, at least for me, most of the time I take the like, we're gonna hold this place up and no one's gonna get in. I get fucked every time.
I would say it varies, man. I've had games with Watson where like we won the game because I put walls up and we kind of played it a little bit more in house. Same thing with Caustic, But for the most part, I think that's not a great strategy.
Holding up.
Holding up is not a great strategy.
Okay.
You have to have variables. If you can hold up with Watson and have her ult out, then it's a good strategy. But if you're anyone else, and if the other team has nades, they're gonna destroy you.
For sure. Yeah, because I remember like my first couple weeks in Apex being like, the doors are shut, they can't get in, and then someone would throw a grenade and I'd be like, fuck, now I have nowhere to hide because they can shoot through the door.
Yep.
Ryan, are you a hole up or keep it going?
I think it's game to game. Call of Duty I can hold up because I got Betties on my loadout.
Sure.
I put a Betty inside each door, so that if anybody comes in my house, like if I'm in the upstairs or whatever, at least I know somebody's there, regardless of if I hear them walk in or not.
Sure.
That way I can that way I've got the the advantage. I can slide down the stairs and finish them off. Their armor breaks easy. So
for sure. Ben, you left while we were asking the question about playing ring. Like, what's your inclination when you're playing Battle Royale? Do you want to move with the ring? Do you want to get as far?
The last
away from
time
it as
I was a
possible?
squad leader was on PUBG, so I always kept my back to the ring, so I at least knew that there's nobody coming from that direction,
Sure.
So I had one wall to my back. But now I don't take control anymore, whether it be with Apex or Warzone. I'm just like, all right, guys, let's go. Let's somebody else take control, and I'll do things on the map like, hey, I'm gonna go over there. That building looks good. I'm going that way. So I'm not a complete lemming, but I'm not squad commander anymore.
Sure. Are you a fan of holding up and defending a place, or do you want to stay on the move?
It's pretty boring, and after 30 minutes of a eventless map of listening to gunfire in the distance, It's pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, sure.
So I have been more aggressive lately. Like, oh, there's gunshots over there. Let's go see what's up.
Yeah, well, camping to me in any game is lame. So like straight up camping. We talked about that last
We talked
week.
about it last week. Yeah, we did. We did.
But
yeah, I guess that is an extended version of camping, right? You're just waiting for someone to. See, it's weird because that's like a real legitimate like tactic, is springing ambushes, and like in multiplayer games, you spring in an ambush, they're like fucking camper, even if it was like strategic as fuck. Like
Only
Ben and
because
I, Ben, go ahead.
I was gonna say only because it takes no skill to do that.
Yeah.
It takes no skill to hide and shoot someone who doesn't know you're there.
Hold on, I think you're right. I think you're right in most cases.
Fucking bot can do that.
Ben and I played a game of The Hunt. It's one of my favorite games to this day. It was 2 games back to back. The Hunt is a battle royale where you have to hunt down bounties clues that lead you to bounties. And then once you take the bounty, everyone wants to get after you because you win the game by leaving with the bounty. We played one game where our sole goal was to just fuck with people, and we killed everybody before we went after the bounty ourselves, and we didn't have to worry about anything, and it was great. The next game, we took the opposite tack and just kind of fucked around until the bounty was killed, and then realized where they had to go, and waited. We hid, like lying in the bushes at 2 separate exits.
Yep.
And then they came up the road, and we fucking ambushed them and killed them and took their shit and left them with the victory.
So,
And as I'm describing that, I feel like a bad person, so never mind. Let's move past it.
the game is called The Hunt, so you camped in the game called The Hunt. Kind of makes sense, but in other games, it's just kind of lame.
Sure. There's not really a parallel to that in anything else. But I think springing a good ambush is a good tactic in battle royales. Have you?
It is, except for like my instance the other day where zone was literally 10 feet, not 10 feet, like 50 feet away by station, and like we had to drive a vehicle to it because we needed to leave in a vehicle because zone was so far. There was 3 guys camping this buy station with no way of leaving at all. Like they wouldn't be able to outrun zone. And we pulled up and our like Jeep was trash at that point. But like we get to the buy station, they kill us. And like I spectate them for like 10 more seconds, they all died to zone. Like, so why would you ambush? Because we wanted to hit the buy station to bring somebody back before we got to the new zone. And then drive away and then that person could parachute to us. But no, they just camped us, killed us, and then left. It's like, dude, what? This is the worst ambush in the history of anything. Like, I don't understand what your point was.
Yeah,
here.
it was a real spiteful ambush. Maybe you like insulted their mother years ago.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, that sucks. I guess the other big question for battle royales is in terms of how you guys do combat. Because I think it's a progression of the last conversation about holding up or moving around. Do you push conflict? Do you stay away from conflict? Because for me, pushing conflict is something I only really do if I know I'm the third party and no one else is close, which comes into play like crazy at the end of PUBG rounds where you know, okay, there's 3 squads left and they're fighting. Wait for a second and then go get there so you can finish off whoever's left over. Does that tactic like spread throughout the game for y'all, or are you pretty gung-ho in the beginning?
I mean, I'll go first because my answer is probably the shortest. I know I'll only engage if I can get a kill out of it. Just the other day, we had guys at, I don't know, probably medium range. We all had shots. We had the element of surprise. They didn't know we were there. We were to their left side, and we all had shots. But we couldn't get kills, so we just didn't engage. I moved up on them. We tried to sneak them. Stuff like that. So that's my only rule. If you can't get a kill, then why shoot at them? But I know that's probably stupid because y'all play.
No, that's how you're supposed to play.
Right.
Like that's 100% how you're supposed to play.
Right.
Sure.
Or if you're sniping, tell somebody that you found somebody on a roof, so other people can get eyes on them. And guess what? If you all 3 take a shot at one person, they'll probably die.
Have you done that and pulled it off though?
That is a game-winning strategy that people don't use.
Yeah.
Team shooting. Like people don't team shoot.
Yeah, especially on Call of Duty where there's people on like 9-story buildings, super high. But if we have range on them, and we all have snipers. There's no reason for you to be like, I got a guy, boosh, and take a shot. And by the time I look, yeah, you downed him, but he slid off of whatever he was on so his teammate could pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you shoot and I shoot, we both get it. There's a kill out of it. You get the down, then I'd get the kill, depending on if you actually got the down the first shot. But a headshot on Warzone is an instant down. So.
Ooh, no, it's not.
Yes, it is. A headshot with the AX-50 is an instant down.
Oh, with the X-50, yes.
Yeah, with a sniper rifle, it's a down.
I got a headshot with a Car 98, and it broke his armor, and then I had to finish him. And it was clearly a headshot. He was crouched, and I was above him, and he was looking at me, and I shot him square in his stupid fucking face. And then he almost downed me because I was like, he's going to be dead, and then he fucking wasn't. So maybe Car 98s don't have
get a stronger
damage because they're marksman rifles, but Car 98s are fucking powerful, so fuck that.
Yeah. I just hate the whole. There's a guy on that roof, and then you shoot, and it's like, all right, now they all know where we're at.
Yeah.
When we could have just killed that guy, and that guy has no idea.
I'd call it John Wick's. Like people were just trying to be John Wick. They want to do all the killing themselves.
They're trying to be wanted and like kill someone by curving a bullet.
Yeah, that is totally not playing smart.
Yeah, for sure. I think that goes for all games too, because there's even Apex instances where I'll play with somebody and they're like, "Oh, there's people over there," and they're taking shots before anybody else acquires targets, and you're like, "Yo, motherfucker, what are you doing?"
Unless they all look at you, don't shoot.
Yeah, so they all know we're here. B, none of us know where they are, and C, now we're all fucked.
So you have the John Wicks who just do that, and then you have the super flankers who like it's battle time, you're shooting, and all of a sudden they're just running all the way around the back and trying to leave, going around the back of the town. Like, what happened? Well, it's 3-on-1 because you decided to go to the next town and try to get from the behind. Pause. Insane.
Yeah. So what we're saying is play the zone smartly.
Be a team.
Based on what it is, and play as a fucking team. If you got shots on somebody, tell your team and make sure they see them before you fucking shoot. If you shoot at someone without at least one person on your team being like, go for it. Because I've noticed that when we played Apex last time, it was like, I got shots, I got a scope, I don't have a scope. I do have a scope. Okay, we got 2 shots. You want to shoot? Yeah, all right. And then we go. And like, those play out so much better than like, I got a shot, I'm going to take it. And everyone's like, wait, what? Someone's like neck deep in a fucking loot box. Yeah. And that's it.
It's so crazy how like communication lacks in a game that, one, has a ping system, and 2, you all have headsets. Just freaking say something. Sure. Like, I don't get it. Like, I played a game where there was one guy coming right behind us from zone. We played the edge of zone. I was like, hey, let's all kill this guy. We got snipers. We can snipe him. Yeah. One of the guys rushes him. Another guy's like, oh, I'm getting shot over here. But where we were at, they couldn't see us. So he ran after them to go shoot them. And so the guy in front dies. And then, like, now he's all in this wooded area that I can't see where the hell he's at. I die. And then my other guy's like, oh, yeah, I was getting shot in the face. I'm coming back. And then he dies. Like, so this one person took us all out because we decided not to turn and just snipe him to death. Mm-hmm. Come on now.
Yeah, sure. What's the pet peeve, or maybe not pet peeve that you have, but what's the, like, one thing we may have talked about or may not have talked about that you're guilty of doing? I know Tech may have meant to call me out directly. I don't think he did, but like he kind of did. I'm the overflanker sometimes.
Oh shit! Well, I'm shooting first guy. I'm that guy sometimes. A lot of the time.
Sure. Yeah. I'm overflanker. I'll be like, people getting shot at. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go the other way. And then like they're both dead. And I'm like, I thought y'all would hold your own a little longer. Now I look like an asshole.
Well, anytime it's outnumbers. Like you can be a scrub, but if you're fighting 3-on-1 or 2-on-1, you're gonna be better. You're gonna do better,
right?
Because it's only so much one person can do versus 2 or 3.
Sure,
like if I'm winning a team fight by myself, it's because I'm playing with them. I'm going in and out of cover. I'm doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of mobility. But if we're pushing up on a subject and you leave, and it's just 2 versus 3, one of us is gonna get knocked, and then it's 3 versus 1. So it's a math thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely a math thing.
For sure. Ryan, what's the crime you're most guilty of?
Probably one of each. I don't know.
He's
I couldn't tell you.
He's a fucking glut for sin.
I'm one of each of them. I've done it all. So,
Sure.
and then I'm like, man, I'm an asshole after each one. Like I should not have done that.
Ben, do you have a crime you commit playing Battle
I'm gonna need y'all.
Royales?
I'm gonna need y'all to tell me what I do
RT. RT.
RT.
The worst part about that is I was about to say the same shit, but I heard them both do it and I backed off.
Ben was like, I'm about to shut Discord off right now.
For those of you who don't know, we were playing Apex once. And
Ben's like, all the story again.
well, hey man, we're on the podcast and we're telling an inside joke. We gotta at least give
Let's
some
talk about
context.
let's talk about the story where my mom beat me to death.
Oh my
Let's tell that story one
god!
more
Yes,
time.
we should.
Hands down, the greatest video game moment I've ever had.
So real quick before we get to the greatest moment, when we were playing Apex, me, Ben, and Tech, there was a moment where after a game, Ben was like, I think I'm done, and I was like, really, that's it? And Ben was like, I'm not doing any. Or what did he say? We're not winning, or we're losing too much. And then Tech was like, you do know the right trigger shoots the gun.
We might have had like 0 damage that game, or like 20
Or
or
like
something.
12.
Yeah.
He's like, right trigger shoots? And he was like, fuck you, I know how to shoot. But Tech, do you please retell the story of how my grandmother beat her son to death in a blood rage.
I don't know if I can tell a story as great as I used to, but we're playing PUBG. We're at the military base, and we're getting into a fight, and
I run into a room and knock someone,
yeah,
and then I get knocked next to the person from a third person. I want to jump in because that part of the story gets a little muddy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Christy runs in the room and she yells out, "I see one! There's one that's down!" And I'm coming late. I'm the last one in, and I see this whole thing. And she's like, "I'm getting him! I'm gonna get him! I'm gonna kill him!"
She's beating us with her hands.
She starts punching him, and it's Ben. And the whole time he's screaming, "No, no, stop, stop,
Mom, stop!"
And she's like, I got him!" And he's just screaming, "No!" And then when he died, he lets out this one long "No!" and then goes completely silent.
Yep.
And I'm just in tears.
Did you put the headset down and walk away?
Yeah. No, I just sat there.
He was so mad.
He didn't know what to do.
He was so mad.
What the fuck?
It was.
Yeah, I wasn't screaming no. I was screaming stop. I was like stop, 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 dead.
Oh, that was so funny. Every time he said stop, she was like, "I got him."
Yeah, she thought you were telling her to stop because she didn't think that you didn't think she could do it. And she was like, "No, don't worry, I got it."
I don't know what she thought she heard, but we need that Viva La Dirt League to do this skit, because that shit.
Oh man, that was so funny.
Yeah,
that's a stream moment missed right there.
Oh man,
yeah.
Recorded for
Yes.
life.
Only that could have been recorded 100%. We were playing.
We would have been on Ellen.
We were playing Astroneer the other day, and there was a moment like that I wish we were streaming.
Oh god.
Do you remember that, Ryan? Yeah, it was me, Ryan, Ben, my mom, and my grandma, and everyone but my mom was playing Astroneer. And my grandma kept trying to pick up a piece of a thing on the back of a tractor, and she kept grabbing like a bigger piece than she wanted. Or no, she was trying to grab the big piece, but kept grabbing the smaller piece. And so my mom's in the party. So, like, that's a thing. And Ben says, "Mom, grab it by the base." And I started chuckling. And my mom heard me chuckling and started chuckling.
She started chuckling.
Because she realized it. And we're, like, quietly trying to keep it to ourselves. And then my grandma, I guess, tried to do it right and fucked up. And Ben said, "Oh, my God, Mom, you're tearing it off. Stop." And I fucking broke. My mom and I were crying. And then we told them what happened, and my grandma was like...
And then they started talking about going to the... Then your grandma started talking about going to the gym, and it just added to it. I don't remember.
Yeah, she didn't understand what everybody was laughing about.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She was like, "No, I go to the gym."
You should hear me at the gym.
So fucking dumb. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. All right. Well, I think that's Battle Royale 101. Play as a team. Communicate targets before you fire. Play the ring until... See, our play the ring advice is just do it right. And it changes each time it happens. Basically, our main advice is stay out of the middle. If you can stay out of the middle, stay out of the fucking middle. Because people are going to come at you from every direction, and that's not what you want. Go ahead.
I was going to say, that only worked for me one time, and that was when they did the Apex, did the limited time mode where it's... I think it was rings always be closing. And that's the only time we won. But we literally like had to fight the entire time.
Just non-stop gunfight?
Non-stop gunfight.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Also, own up to your mistakes.
Sure.
Don't be Don't be like running to the next town over to flank and being like, "What happened, guys? Why'd you die?" Like,
I played with a team tonight, and we get a lot of wins, but they did that all night. Like this guy did it all night. Like I don't know what the fuck happened. Well, first of all,
your next area
you said
code.
There's a guy shot at him, and then another team heard it behind him. Dummy. Like,
yeah. But just own up to your shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. So simple.
Do you guys have a favorite weapon class? What's your loadout? We'll do that real quick, and then we'll move into our bounties for wrap up. We'll go Apex because that's the one the most of us have played, and then we'll branch out. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that in general, I like the sniper. I want a good close range and a sniper.
That mid range and a sniper or something.
Is your close range a shotgun or an SMG or an assault rifle?
Right now it's assault rifle. I mean, Apex right now is the Hemlock. I love that.
Yeah, sure.
Hemlock Prowler, so definitely heavy class for that close range, medium range.
Fun fact, Hemlock is an incredible gun for close range. Just don't sight in. It's got really, really good spread. It stays real tight, and you can fucking knock people down quick because it's got really heavy ammo.
Really good hip fire.
Yeah, for sure. Ryan, what's your go-to? Are you long range, medium range, close range? I think that works for all three games, so we can.
Yeah, I'm medium range, but like the gun for Apex would be an R99, so an SMG, and the sniper, and then for Warzone, I pick a full auto AR. I found out that like using the FAMAS on Warzone does not work out.
No,
because if you miss a set of bursts, you're done. But if you miss a couple bullets while you're full auto, you can bring it back. Yeah.
Yeah. If people were less spongy, the FAMAS would be great. But without it, it's awful.
Also, the throwing knife is broken as shit on that game. You hit him with a throwing knife, breaks all armor, and knocks him down.
What?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
The throwing, but if you hit somebody in the face with a thermite, they can run at you on fire and catch you on fire. What kind of shit is that?
Call of Duty, baby.
There's a dude at the base of the stairs. I knew he was there. I hit him with it, and he runs up the stairs at me and kills me with it. Like, I died because we both went down. It's like, you son of a bitch.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Not
so fun fact.
Ben, what's your weapon? What's your engagement range of choice and weapons?
I like an AR and a sniper rifle. I'm not too bad doing damage in Apex with a long rifle.
Sure.
That
R99, Ryan, real quick. That R99 level 3 barrel attachment.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking thing rips.
Shreds. If you have it kitted out, dude, it's the best gun in the game.
It is. Sorry, Ben, I cut you off to say that.
That's okay.
Assault rifle, you said you're pretty good at long range. What's your go-to sniper in Apex? Do you use the longbow, the G2, the triple take? What's the new one called? The Sentinel?
It's G7.
Sentinel.
Sentinel's hard to use for me. The bolt action really slows me down.
Sentinel fucking slaps, dude.
I like the G7. The G2 is in Titanfall, but G7 and
G7
Apex.
is no longer a sniper.
It's not. It's an assault rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
is it still
longbow?
Is it still one shot, one pull, one shot?
Yeah. But it's like the FAL in Call of Duty. It's an assault rifle class, but it's single fire. And it uses light ammo instead of sniper ammo. The Sentinel fucking slaps. If y'all haven't played Apex since the Sentinel's been added, it's a gun that you can charge the rounds with disruptor rounds by using a shield cell. Like if you've got a shield recharge, you can plug that shit into the magazine and it charges the magazine. And one, the sound design of that gun is incredible.
Yeah, it feels really good.
And two, yeah, it fucking knocks. It's great. It's great. I love it. For me, my favorite loadout on Apex is the R400, which is the R99 and the R301. Assault rifle, SMG, close to mid-range, just because so many fights end up being close range, especially at the end. Like, I'll drop a sniper in the last 3 rings because I know fights aren't going to be far enough away for it to be useful. But, like, some of my best wins are with that R400, except for the win Ryan and I had the first month it was out, where I hid in a bush and somehow someone didn't see me running through the top floor of one of those little shanty houses, and I just healed myself through final ring closure and then dropped out and shot them before my health went out, and they were so low on health looking for me that I killed them instantly. It was fucking awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there healing and the guy runs right past me. Well, it's like when you're healing, there's sparks on you. I have no idea what the fuck he was looking at. He ran right past me, and I was like, all right, that's fine.
It's like he ran through the house, like, the house was clear, I don't know where. Run, and then he jumped out the way.
Yep.
It's so
yep.
funny.
I was sitting there healing, and he ran past me, and I was just like, oh, cool. This is going to go really well. Dope. Okay. I think we've covered Battle Royale. I've started to recap it before, and now I think we're finished with the recap. So play as a team. Signal your targets, stay out of the middle of the ring, and be able to engage from medium and close range. If you have all long range shit and then they get close to you, you're a deficit to your team. And if you have an R99 and a shotgun and you get in a gunfight and someone has snipers and starts downing your teammates, you are also a deficit to your team. Versatility is the name of the game. I guess at the end of the ring and the very beginning of the game, shotgun it up because people are going to be in your face the whole time. But, like, aside from that, fuck shotguns mostly. Unless you're playing Apex and you have the choke, because that makes that shotgun way too powerful. Ben, can you find us a Smurf fact? Have you already started doing that? I heard you tipping and tapping and typing away.
I have not yet, but I just tried to type in Smurf fact. That won't give me what I want.
That won't. So while he's looking it up, I'll tell you what a Smurf fact is, because Google won't tell him. Smurf fact is a little segment of our show we dedicate to giving you a fun fact to take home and chew on, dedicated to our buddy Smurf, who started it. So yeah, we do a little fact at the end of the what? What are you laughing at?
Got one.
Smurf facts. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, the ditty just played. Go for it. Oh,
McDonald once tried to sell bubblegum flavored broccoli to encourage kids to eat healthier.
Bullshit. I need links. I need everything for this.
Before they decided on apples, though, the fast food chain experimented with a bunch of fruits and vegetables, notably broccoli. But not just any broccoli. Where the kids traditionally despise the waxy green veggie, they engineered it to taste like bubblegum.
Yo, McDonald's isn't fucking food, y'all. It's just shit you cram in your mouth. McBubblegum flavored? I said McBubblegum.
McBubblegum, yeah.
Bubblegum flavored broccoli, that's real?
McBroccoli.
McBroccoli, dude. It's
real.
It's not broccoli, it's McBroccoli. Tech looked it up and said it's real. Like someone
He did
who
that
just
last week,
discovered
too.
that Jesus came back.
Dude.
It's real.
I mean, some things you don't want to believe. Like, you want it to be not true. That was one of them. I did not want that to be true.
He wanted to he wanted to maintain a little bit of faith for humanity, and then he was like, "Oh, nope, gone. It's gone. It's gone now. I don't trust
McDonald's
anybody."
would literally try anything for money.
Bubblegum flavored broccoli. Fuck
that's
off.
low.
That's so low.
That's
would-
low.
But would Kevin eat it? That's the question.
Everyone's going to get to know each other in the.
How do I eat this?
I don't know if I.
Why are you eating it stem first?
I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to recover from understanding that bubblegum flavored broccoli was once in existence.
And not just anywhere, at McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Did it taste like? Did it actually taste like bubblegum though? Or did they abandon it because
Yeah.
they never mastered it?
It
Because
was
if
just
they
awful.
mastered it and then never fucking sold it,
No, it said it was bad and kids were confused.
I don't want to eat my broccoli. Wait, why do I not hate this? Also, I hate this more now.
Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, like pineapple pizza.
Yeah, or Jurassic Park.
Oof. Rick.
Yikes, wrecked on both of those. Pineapple on pizza's
That's
fine.
actually a double joke because it's actually a reference to the first movie.
But they keep making movies, and that's what
But
I
they-
thought you meant.
Right.
Yeah, because Jeff Goldblum's the one that says, "Stop asking if I can, but if you should," isn't he?
It's
Yeah.
exactly what Tech said, I think. Or
Right.
everybody was so worried about if they could, nobody stopped to think if they should.
Yeah, that's a Jeff Goldblum line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
you
his
slap it
name?
on a plastic lunchbox. Yeah.
What's his name?
Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Ian Malcolm. Look at that. Pulling facts from the back of the brain.
Yeah.
There's a big
Yes.
Funko Pop that came out last year of Ian Malcolm with his shirt off,
Nice.
laying
Yeah.
sideways.
Perfect.
And it was
Did you buy it?
no. I think it was a little bit hard to get at the time.
Yeah,
And
that's understandable.
I just wasn't into it like that.
Yeah. I mean, Jeff Goldblum is an acquired taste, I think. He's great, but, like, you've got to like him. And if you don't, there's no getting into him.
Whoa.
Not like that, you fucking weirdo. So we wrap up the show after our Smurf Fact by giving our bounties. That's the stuff that we're playing, watching, listening to, or reading that we want to share with y'all. Ben, why don't you start us off this week with your bounties? What do you want to share with the peeps that are here?
Well, like what I've been getting into, I don't know.
Have you been getting into anything that makes you want to share it with people? That's literally the segment.
I know. We started the second season of F1 on Netflix, which covered last year's season. Very good, just as good as last year's. Very, very tense season last year. Of course, we're not going to get a 2020 season on Netflix because they just canceled. But we started What We Do in the Shadows, the Hulu adaptation.
It's a Taika
Of
Waititi
the-
thing, yeah?
It's Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement.
Jermaine
It's
Clement's
very funny.
great.
The show, one of my clients said it's funnier than the movie. I don't know if I'm there yet, but it's just as good. It's the same feeling.
All right.
It's fantastic. My client got me to watch it because he said there's a scene in the show where the vampires who all live together in a house in Staten Island are battling the neighborhood werewolves on the roof. And to beat them, he throws a squeaky toy off the roof, and all the werewolves chase the squeaky toy off the roof.
All right.
So,
It's on
yeah.
Hulu, you said?
Yeah.
Don't they have another show coming out called We're Wolves?
Oh, interesting. That would be great. A spinoff.
But it's WERE.
Werewolves,
It's
yeah.
werewolves, but it's
Yeah.
Wolf. Yeah. Spin off about the wolves instead of the vampires.
Yeah, in the movie, the werewolves don't swear. They're like goody two shoes. They're trying to have a better image, and one of them curses, and the lead guy's like, "Oi, we're werewolves, not swearwolves."
Oh God.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, nice dry humor by Taika, and what else? No new music from me. Enjoyed a nice dabble of Irish music on celebrating social distancing for St. Patrick's Day this year. So that but yeah, no, haven't gone to the theater. Not playing any new games, and except for Warzone. So, and I'm not reading anything because I haven't gone to the store and I'm not digging into my backlog. So, that's my week.
All right, dude.
Yeah.
Tech, do you wanna share anything with us? What, any bounties that you've got?
Sure, yeah. I'm watching 60 Days In. That's been fun.
What's
A
that?
show that I
Oh, that's
Oh,
that 60 Days in Prison. Yeah.
yeah. Still watching that. Watching Rise of the Skywalker. Haven't got through it yet, but I went and bought it when it came out. They pushed it out early because of the coronavirus.
Yep.
Just making music. It's been in its quarantine time, making a lot more music. That's about it. About to release a song called Right in Front of 5-0 with Nick Min. That's actually being processed, so that should be out any day now.
Dope.
Fun song. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing else is going on. Just a lot of YouTube. Honestly, I've been watching a lot of CNN and MSNBC. Just kind of watching all this coronavirus stuff.
So it's really hard not to.
Watching it develop.
Yeah.
Dope. Ryan, let us know what you're doing, my friend.
I've just been streaming a lot, playing Warzone, and that's really it. I've been just playing a little bit in Ark, and getting back into that since they had their last.
Yeah, that's right. We have had fun with that for sure.
Yeah.
Get back into what? Sorry, it chopped up for me.
Astroneer.
Oh yeah, for sure. We did play a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ben, I need you to come jump in my game and check it out, dude.
Very much want to. But me and Ryan got to the center of the first planet, which was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I haven't messed with any of the monoliths on any of the planets at all. I just wanted to go and get resources. I've got a jetpack now that I did not know that they had, and it is so incredible to have just to fly around everywhere. You never die from falling anymore. It's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing that. I've been watching Caught in Providence. It's like I don't know if you guys seen the little YouTube videos or whatever, where it's like the old guy judge or whatever, and like he usually like is very lenient or whatever with like certain court cases. It's like small time stuff, like you're running red lights or like parking tickets, and like it's just like small town stuff. It's a pretty cool show. Yeah, I've been watching that, and I think that's about it. Honestly, just The Office over and over. I never get bored with it as much as bored as I sounded saying that, but
as much as it sounded like I fucking hated what I just said. Yeah, for sure. The Office and
Impractical Jokers. I forgot that one.
What are you watching that on? Do you have cable?
I have YouTube TV.
Oh yeah, I signed up for that so my wife could watch the finale to The Bachelor. And I hope I remember to unsubscribe because it's fucking $50 a month.
That's all I pay for though, is that. So it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I've got like Netflix and Hulu and Disney and HBO, and $50 is no thanks.
Yeah. So
I would have kept it if the Cardinals were gonna play, but they're not. So fuck it.
Yeah.
If the Cardinals were playing,
that was literally the other reason my father was like, "Hey, I got you." Sign in so now we can watch the Cardinals. And then this happened. The 1 year he wanted to get rid of cable.
Wow.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that sucks. All sorts of fucking life changes getting interrupted.
He's spending like $2,500 a year on cable. Dude, you have a problem.
Yeah, so dude, money. $50 a month is that's not much to yikes. And I remember when my in-laws had like everything. Like every extended package. So they had HBO and Stars and Showtime and Cinemax, and they were spending like $150 a month on cable. And I was like, yo, that's too fucking much. That's way too much. But I enjoyed using their HBO and stealing their extra movies. Anyway, right now I'm playing through Bloodroots, which is a game I got code for a couple weeks ago. Sorry, Pop Agenda, y'all listen to this. You don't, I probably. But I got that code a couple weeks ago, and some stuff happened in life that moved things around, and like work, all that shit. So I'm just getting to it now. Ben, I know that you've seen like bits and pieces of Bloodroots. I want you to come over and play it. It fucking slaps. Like, I did not think it was going to be much more than like the cursory...
I hate that expression.
We'll get over it.
I'm over it too.
You do it so much.
I thought to myself, it happened a lot tonight.
Oh, it slaps, bro.
A lot of things slaps.
It slaps so hard.
Absolute trash, dude.
It's trash. So good.
It's trash though, bro. It's trash.
I will bring back trash
if I stop saying slaps.
If we can call slaps trash.
I'm not gonna change the meaning of something that'll confuse people.
No, I'm gonna call
your mom
slaps,
bro.
No, I'm just calling anyway. By the time John Oliver uses it, we're done. Let's move on, right?
If Xbox doesn't say it in a press conference, the Series X slaps, bro. Like, if they don't say that,
there's a chance based on their Xbox Twitter account they do say that, and if they do, y'all all owe me money. Anyway, no, Bloodroots is way better than I thought it was going to be. I was kind of expecting like a twin stick shooter kind of vibe that's pretty plain, and the opening one is one of the most I don't want to say most. I don't want to oversell it, but like, I went in with such low expectations, and upon playing it 2 and 3 times to see the beginning over and over again,
Cool.
it's really artistic. Like, it fades in from white, and it's got big, bold block letter credits that are rolling while it's happening. They cut in and cut out, and then
Neat.
as you're running, there's diegetic credits that pop
Yeah.
up in the map. The music's fucking dope. And when you finish a room based on the weapon that you're using, it plays out this like samurai Akira Kurosawa style like finisher move on the last guy.
Cool.
And like if you have like a bladed weapon, you like see him and then charge, and the guy like, huh, and blood like.
Yeah.
It's really well put together. It's really well put together and really stylish. So I'm enjoying that. I'm going to put together a video review of that. I'm actually putting together a bigger piece right now about some of the stuff that's been going on, in my life, some of the stuff that's going to be going on in the world, and then playing games as like an escape from those things. So that's coming eventually.
Okay.
And then I got into Division Warlords in New York more last night. It's very good. I do wish that Ubisoft would move back into telling stories with games instead of telling stories by radio drama. Fuck you, Borderlands, for popularizing that. Music-wise, I feel like I just started listening to something. Meg Myers, if y'all know who she is, she had a new single come out. It's really good.
But does it slap?
It fucking slaps, homie. Books, not reading. And shows, I'm still working my way through Altered Carbon Season 2. Mackie's growing on me, for sure. It's just, it feels like a matter of exposure, not a matter of talent. So initially I was just like, but you're Falcon, you're a supporting character, and like that's been dissuaded from me as it's progressed, which is good.
Okay.
He's super talented, and now after watching this, I cannot wait for him to be in Falcon and Winter Soldier this year, which may not be this year.
Yeah, gonna have to wait.
So all sorts of shit's getting pushed back. They just pushed off Witcher too. Witcher's the first UK show to shut down production because of this. So
We have bigger issues.
we do. And speaking of said bigger issues, I added one news item at the end of the day. Hey, yeah, Moist Hammer in the chat, the first person to talk the whole show, says, don't let them get you down. Slaps, bro. It does. I'm going to keep saying slaps. Y'all can suck it.
Slaps is trash. Well,
Trash.
At least he's not saying dope anymore. It's all slaps.
I said dope. I said dope like 30 seconds. Fuck off. Anyway, speaking of the world changing, I added a thing to the end of our news that I decided to push to this because I think it's a really cool way to sign off. Yves Guillemot, the CEO of Ubisoft, wrote a thing to his staff at Ubisoft. And if you guys don't know, Ubisoft has like 60 studios and like 13 to 15,000 employees around the world. And this, I don't know, man, this letter he sent them is really good. And there's a moment in it that makes me like feel really good about being a part of video games and like contributing to that community. So I'll just read a couple paragraphs, the third to last and the last. He says, as for the potential impact of the pandemic on our business, not only do we have sufficient cash reserves to take us through the storm, but Ubisoft's international scope and our collaborative spirit also puts us in a position to redeploy some of our activities away from the regions if need be. Moreover, our core business, video games, enables us to offer a meaningful contribution to all those who currently seek enjoyable ways of spending their time within the confinement of their homes.
Cool.
Which is fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then he says, everyone has a role to play, and this includes taking the necessary precautions to protect ourselves. They have teams in China, and he says, I believe we can learn a great deal from our teams in China who faced these same trials a few weeks before us. But then he ends with, we will continue to provide you with regular updates as we move forward. I am available should you have any questions or concerns. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. I don't know, man. It was something about a guy that's the CEO of one of the biggest game companies saying, like, our core business can give people comfort in this time.
Yeah.
It kind of got to me, man. And I'm a sappy dad, so fuck it. But, like, yeah, I was like, man, fuck yeah. Video games helping people get through this shit. So, yeah. I guess...
This is the corporation stuff that I like seeing in my emails showing up saying, hey, this is what we're doing. Not like AAA, this is how we're counteracting. It's a
Yeah,
coronavirus.
yeah.
Or like, or Planet Fitness. This is what we're doing. Like, okay, I don't care. I want this.
EA's
this
like
stuff.
EA's like, we'll keep supporting you, but you got to give us a little more money.
Yeah.
Gotta pay for the DLC. Yeah, so I guess in signing off, like keep being safe, keep hanging out with your friends through games, and keep hanging out with us every week when we do the podcast. Oh, and news to y'all in this chat, like in the last year this podcast has been going, the highest point we've been at's been like 4,500 listeners. We're halfway through the month of March, and we're at 4,800.
All right.
Nice.
So we got another half to go, so it could end
You guys,
a
you're
lot
welcome.
higher.
Yeah, it's all tech.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
welcome.
I mean,
Tech.
it's true. It's true. We got a fourth back in here, and they're like, okay, all right. But no, for real. Thank you guys for doing this. Playing games with y'all is fucking dope, and you make staying home better and more fun. And keep playing games, everybody. It's fucking dope. If you want to follow everything Nerdy Bits does, you can go to nerdybits.com, find all of our posts, blogs, podcasts, everything there. You can follow me at LubWub on Twitter and everywhere it's important. The podcast gets uploaded on Fridays, so stay tuned for that. Ben, where can people find you?
Sketchsawyer.com and everywhere at Sketchsawyer.
Dope. Ryan, where can people find you?
Sergeant Sodium on Mixer, Instagram, Xbox, and Twitter.
And Tech, my friend, where can people find you?
At Tech Supreme on everything, www.illustriousvisions.com for the graphics. And I just want to add something that I just discovered.
What's up?
Adobe is doing 2 free months if you're a current subscriber for all their services if for the coronavirus situation. So if anyone's listening and they have Adobe Creative Services, you have to cancel your account, go to offers, which you'll get to before it actually finalizes, and you can select 2 free months. And I just did it. So
Awesome.
I was going to sign
amazing.
up last month, and I didn't. And I hate myself now.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, you got to have Adobe Premiere experience. And I have a fuck ton of Final Cut experience, but...
Yeah, Adobe Premiere. It's easier than Final Cut, so you'll be fine.
Shit, all right.
Yeah.
I hope other
Also,
people
Discord
understand.
bumped all their servers or whatever it is to 50 people
Yeah.
Yeah.
for video chats and stuff for teachers and that kind of
Yeah,
thing
man.
to do from home.
A
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was
tech, a lot of tech companies and game studios are doing really cool shit right now. Valve, if y'all didn't know, I know we just like started wrapping up, but like if you didn't know, Valve, if you go to the Steam store, they've got a bunch of fucking demos that are up that were all going to be at GDC, but GDC got canceled, so they're still putting a platform out for people to experience those. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening because you know the world's being kind of pushed into a. We got to figure out how to continue to coexist without being able to interact with each other. It's cool. We're seeing caps go up, data caps being taken away by providers, rent being forgiven.
You're seeing a lot of corporations and companies and businesses' core ethics, and they're going on both sides.
It is because I work at GameStop. Some people don't give a shit. Thanks, everybody. We're gonna be back on to play something.
Jesus.
Sorry, that's a shitty note to end on, but we're gonna be back playing something here in a minute. You can come back to the stream. You can hang out while we do that. You'll catch us next week when we do our next episode. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Peace.
See you next time.
Slaps.
Fucking slaps.